I don't know if the
Hi, good morning, everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. So I see we have around 43 participants in today's session. So that's a great number. So I think most parents will be joining soon. So I'll just quickly introduce myself. So my name is Simran and I'll be your host for today's webinar. So I think all of you are already aware what we are going to learn in today's webinar, what is the topic, but just to give some more overview of the topic. So I think I'll just continue with the webinar for now. Right. So before I proceed with the today's webinar, so I would just like to give a brief overview about Yuno Learning, which is our organization. So Yuno Learning is basically an organization that specializes in courses for on AI, Python programming, Scratch for kids, coding, and many more. Right, and we have a wide course catalog that serves needs of a lot of learners across the globe. We have options for both one-to-one and group sessions for learners, whether they are kids, whether they are preteens, teenagers. So we have a wide course catalog available for all. And then the main highlight, we have trained more than 20,000 students till date with 1,200 plus five-star reviews. So that's about Learning. And in today's webinar, I think all of you are aware. So the topic of today's webinar is AI, robotics, and your child's future, right? So I would request all of you to please mute yourself for some time. Thank you. So, yeah. So, as all of you are aware, I think AI is definitely becoming very crucial in today's world. It's no more just a buzzword that you just hear around the corner, but it is something that is really going to impact our future in the long run. So it's very important that as parents, we understand how AI is impacting our daily lives. And you might have seen AI taking a very important place in your workplace. But in the coming future, you will notice that AI is going to make a big transition in the education sector as well. And that is the reason why it's important for every parent to understand the concept of AI, robotics, and other domains that are associated with it. Because in some time, AI will become a really important subject in schools as well. And just like when electricity was invented, the light bulb was invented. So there was a complete revolution in the entire world. And we saw a change that was inevitable, right? And just like that, we are in a phase where AI has become really important. It's currently in the new phase, but slowly and gradually, it is becoming very important in everybody's life, whether it's workplace, whether it's education, or whether it's just for learning as well, right? So in today's webinar, we have two speakers. One is Ms. Varnita Jain and second is Mr. Jatin Luthra. So both of them are experts in AI and they have a lot of experience in AI curriculums and everything. So I would like to just explain one thing first before we start with the webinar. So every participant who is going to be there till the end of the session, so we have a special surprise waiting for all of you, right? So we'll be revealing the surprise in some time, but just to let you know, so the prize is going to be really exciting. So I would really appreciate if all of you stay till the end of the session to know what the price is and how exactly you will get, you can get it. So I would quickly like to introduce Miss Varnita Jain, who is our first speaker for today's session. So Varnita has completed her master's from University of Illinois, and she has been like in the tech industry since I would say a lot of years, more than a decade maybe or more, right? So she gradually started her work in the tech industry through Genpact, and initially, since the last 6 years, she has been in the education sector, developing AI curriculums and helping a lot of students across the globe. Not just India, but across the globe, she has been an icon for a lot of students. So, Varnita, I think you can take it from here, and yeah, we can go ahead.
Great. Thanks a lot, Simran. Welcome, everybody. It's a bright Sunday morning. So nice to see so many of you join in. Let me begin by telling you something about JetLearn. I'll just share my screen. Just a second. Yeah. I'm going to run a video. Let me know if you don't hear it.
We can't hear it, Vanita.
Ma'am, we can't hear it.
You'll have to share a tab.
You have to share the specific tab, Vanita.
That's what
Ma'am, you are not audible.
You can't hear me at all, or you just can't hear the video?
Video is not audible. You are audible.
Okay, well, let's do this again. Ankush or Kumar, could you run this? Because this is on max volume. On
I think we have the video, right?
I'll share.
Could you do that?
the main thing that for me was that she's been able to kind of change her own narrative in terms of that's not possible to, yeah, sure, I can try that. And I really like that for sure. And I also think she's gotten a bit quicker at maths. She continues to work on the project and she generally finishes her homework at that point already for the next week. So she just continues, and it's, for me, that's a sign of that she's really interested and enjoys what she's doing.
I'm Igor and I love JetLearn.
My name is Clara and I love JetLearn. And I'm Grace and love JetLearn.
Thanks for that, Simran. Okay, I hope you can see my screen, everybody. So the last decade has been about software eating the world. This is in the words of the famous venture capitalist, Mark Anderson. We all know Uber does not own any cars, but has everybody riding on Uber, and the taxi business is completely over. So Uber disrupted the taxi company as a software company and a cab company. Airbnb has far more rooms now than the famous hotel chains like Marriott's and the Hyatt's and the Hilton's and every one of those. Netflix has far more TV series and videos than your famous Hollywood studios. That is what software and technology have done in the past decade. So this all happened in the last decade, as I said. So what's possibly going to happen in the next 2 decades? We've already got a flavor of it. AI is taking over the world. These are the kind of things that we can expect. Space tourism, nanostructures, humanoid robots. This is Sophia, by the way. Okay. And she has a citizenship of Saudi Arabia, last that I knew. These were created earlier. Now, today's creators are the children who are sitting in the school today, who are studying in the school today. They are our children. They are our future. So how do we empower them? How do we ensure that there is no digital divide between the creator and the consumer? You know, as a parent and as a computer scientist, as an educator, I often get asked, why should I teach coding to my kids? I hope my previous slides answered that. And another question that I get asked is, when should they start? Okay, look at this. Isn't this how a typical day in your life looks like? You know, you wake up, we all check. I don't know about you guys, but I always, the phone is the first thing in my hand. You check your email, messages, you do some shopping, you work on your laptop in the morning on some presentation that you need to deliver, like I did today morning. You load the dishwasher, you run the Roomba, you have a family meeting on Zoom. Yeah, you load the washing machine. Basically, the underlying theme is it's completely technology driven. Technology has permeated our lives and every industry that I can think of today. And as Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, says, we think coding should be required in every school because it's because it's as important as any kind of second language. And I totally agree with this. So what does coding, programming, software engineering, what does it do? It basically instills a programming mindset. And what is this programming mindset? You know, the kind of skills or the mindset that you develop is that you develop a very analytical and a logical deduction skills that you develop. You think more creatively, you do out of the box thinking because you need to think of alternative solutions. You need to do independent thinking. You need to find problems and then come up with solutions. See, somebody years ago decided that, hey, we just don't need to meet in a room face to face. It doesn't have to be a co-located meeting. We should be able to meet across the world, across the globe. And that's where Zoom was invented. And thank you for something like Zoom or Google Meet. That's why we survived the entire COVID pandemic. You know, we were all able to work from homes. Our kids were able to go to school. Basically, nothing got disrupted because software saved us there. And most importantly, they should have a curiosity to discover, to invent, to tinker around. That is what the programming mindset is all about. And this thought process will help the kids, we call them learners, you know, across everything, and especially in school too. We have been educated, and I have proof how kids start doing better with this kind of a mindset change that they see in themselves. In maths, in science, because these are all very logical fields. So you will start seeing that in school too with them. This all is also known as, this thought process is also known as computational thinking in the computer science world. I'll very briefly go through this. You have a big problem at hand. You cannot solve it by just looking at it in its entirety as a big problem. So break it up into small problems, basically decompose it, okay? Look for patterns in these broken up smaller problems. So that's pattern recognition. Then you take up the important details and leave the noise behind. That's abstraction. And finally, you do an algorithmic way of solving it, which is a step-by-step process. And this is very strongly promoted by Harvard University for early childhood education. And they've done tons of research on this, actually, how computational thinking helps promote early child development.
Hi, to just interrupt, I've just joined. This is Tanvi here. I have a daughter who's just 3 years. I know I'm joining a little early for her progression, but I want you to, put a little focus as well on how do we initially train them or program their brain so that by the time they reach 6 and plus, as the world progresses, it's better for them, for their overall development.
Okay. I think I'll be answering that for you, Tanvi. If I don't, we'll take it up towards the end of the, our talk. Okay.
Okay. Anything that I've missed on, or just to be in the line, can you just give me a brief or in a small line?
Why don't we do this? Let me finish this for the benefit of others.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so
I
much.
will come back to your question. Okay.
Thank you.
Then we kind of asked this question: when should children start? Okay, this is what I keep hearing. The answer is very simple. Start as early as possible. When you start early and you stay at it, you get a compounding benefit. It's very similar to mathematics, languages, and science that kids learn every year. And you know that you keep building on it and you keep getting better at it. It's not something that you're born with. It's not something that you learn in one day. It is a marathon race. You have to keep at it. And in the famous words of Albert Einstein, compounding is the most powerful force in the universe. And that's exactly what you get to see here. Uh, this is an interesting question that I also get to hear. All this is good, Varnita, but my child does not want to become a software programmer when she grows up. My answer is, again, very simple. Does every person who learned to write become an author? And does every person who learned math become an accountant? You don't need to learn this to become these. These are now essential skills, and especially AI. AI is something that is, again, it was technology earlier. Now specifically AI is a part of technology, but AI is completely taking over, whether it's at our workplace or at schools. It is essential skill. Like I said, it's a second language that everybody should be learning. I don't know how many of you find this familiar. Lot of code written. This is code, by the way. This is in the language called C. Now, if you can believe it, this is how I was taught programming way back when I was doing my master's in computer science. It's dry, it's intimidating. So Tanvi, this is how, and other parents too, this is not how we introduce programming or technology to kids. Kids today are so fortunate because we have things like these. This is such a fun, intuitive way of learning, just like building Lego blocks. It's inquisitive. You're curious as to what, when you put 2 blocks together or 3 blocks together, what could that combination lead to? It's creative. And the best part, kids can push their boundaries to go to any levels of complexity. And I have seen this personally at JetLearn, how kids totally surprise us with what they end up building with technology, with AI. Another concerning question I had, that I have a parent, I have a kid, I'm a parent. Won't this increase screen time? It's better that your kids become creators and not just consumers. So let them spend this time, let them ride this wave of technology and AI, because otherwise they are going to be left behind. And I'm not just saying this for the sake of it, it is the truth. Your kids will be left behind. And I'm sure you're seeing the need of it in your own industries where you are working. I'll stop sharing at this point. Yeah. So basically, the deal is that this is how we start, because as I showed you that piece of code, that's not how you want to start. You don't want to scare your kids. You don't want to intimidate them. So what we do, and this is very scientific, okay? This is, as I said, something that Harvard also promotes. So we start with block-based programming, which is intuitive, which is fun, and we are able to build fundamental programming concepts and technology concepts in the kids using that. And they do multiple things. They build games, they build apps, they get to dabble with augmented reality and virtual reality. And then they also, by the way, do game development in very safe environments. Okay. So for example, Minecraft is introduced, but through Minecraft education. So it's completely safe. Okay. Roblox is introduced, but then again, in a very safe, protected manner. So they work on Roblox Studio, not on Roblox. So those are the kind of precautions and safe environments that we have built for our kids. And then gradually we bridge them or move them towards scripting or text-based languages, like the example that you saw. But it's very, very gradual, okay? And we introduce them to languages like Python, JavaScript. These are the popular languages in the industry today. And they build websites. They also do things like, they use libraries like computer vision, and they do facial recognition, which is a big thing in the industry. They edit videos at the most micro level, okay? They also do machine learning, and they do data science, where they work with humongous amount of data sets, and they do analysis on those data sets. These are industry level problems that they solve, okay, and even internships that they do with us. So that's the kind of exposure, and this is how the journey should be, okay. With that, I'll actually stop here, and I would love to introduce, let me share screen again. Yeah, I would love to introduce my colleague and our co-founder of JetLearn. He's by the way pro AI. I call him our AI guru. I applied AI guru in JetLearn. So he's worked about in AI in education. He's had his own startups, and with him, it's all about growth. Okay, and he's been to Indian School of Business to do his MBA, and he's also an IIT alumni. He went to Kharagpur to do his BTech. So I hand over the floor to Jatin. Jatin, please take over.
Thank you, Varnita. Thanks a lot. This was really helpful. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jatin, as Varnita mentioned. I'm absolute AI enthusiast. I have breakfast with AI, lunch with AI, dinner with AI, and stories with AI, everything with AI, right? So today my goal would be to give you a glimpse of the power of AI, and more importantly, just have a basic understanding of AI. Ankit, if you can stop your video, I think it's distracting. Thank you. See, we all have heard about AI in different forms, maybe at our workplaces, in conversations. But when I meet a lot of parents or even educators, I've realized that the basic understanding is not consistent. So that would be one of the goals today, just to understand what is AI and where can I use AI today, and both as a parent and where can my child use it, and what should I think about when I'm thinking about that topic overall. But before we dive in, let me tell you about last evening. So last evening, a lot of directors of IITs were here. So I was sitting with the director of IIT Kharagpur, Professor Suman Chakrabarti. He recently took the reins. And the whole discussion was around how AI has transformed everything. Do we have any engineers here? So we have 50 plus people. Any engineers in this? I see some hands. Very good. The engineering is going through a change. See, when I did my engineering, there were certain fields: electrical, mechanical, chemical engineering, industrial engineering, and all these engineering, computer science engineering, they were there. But anything related to coding or AI used to stay in the subset of computer science. Okay, if somebody is using computer science engineering, then they do it. Yesterday's conversation with all these directors, including IIT Roorkee director, it was all about how the core engineering is the core, but every engineering will have a top-up of AI now. Every engineering. So it has reached that level now. So AI is no more only under the world of computer science. It is everywhere. So that's the academic side. And let's jump into the content. I have 15 minutes only. Simran has given me 15 minutes, so I'll try to do that justice. I will move fast. I will take questions at the end. Feel free to add your questions in the chat. I will move fast because I want to do justice with the time that you get some idea about AI. Okay. I'll share my screen. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, great. While Varnita was presenting, I thought that what would be the best way of even telling you where AI resides. She covered a large part of coding and touched AI. See, when you think about coding, AI, robotics, they are all intertwined and they are all connected in some ways. Coding is at the heart of it. Programming, without programming, nothing happens. Everything around us is driven by programming today. whether it's your phone, whether it's anything, whatever gadget you use is driven by coding. Coding powers the AI world. Now, AI world can be also split into two halves, where AI is about building the AI, and all our kids, learners, they learn how to build AI. And more, the bigger use case now emerging is of generative AI, where how do we use AI for our daily life? How do you use AI as a parent? How does your child use AI as a learner? So all that will be encapsulated into Gen AI. We'll talk about. So we'll spend our time in this yellow zone today, and then robotics. Robotics is basically an implementation of coding in AI. It is nothing else. Things move, things get created. All that is robotics. That is an overarching domain that covers everything. Any question about this before we get into the heart of things?
I have.
Yes, please.
So basically, actually, my son is interested in filmmaking. So how AI can help in this field?
What making? Sorry, I didn't get that, Mary.
He's basically love to in filmmaking actually.
Oh, filmmaking. We will talk about it. We'll talk about it. I'll
Okay.
definitely cover that.
Okay. Sir,
Okay.
thank you.
Cool. By the way, while Vanita was presenting, I just created this while I was talking to you. That hey, it created something I didn't like. I added Gen AI to it. Life is so much easier when we are working with AI. Is it okay if I can assume who here is not familiar with Chat GPT, or maybe how many people are familiar? Let's get a show of hands. Who is familiar with AI? Who? And when in our world, most of the world today AI is Chat GPT. You would have used. Okay, some people are familiar. Great. If you're not familiar, this is your starting point, and I think I would be able to give you some information that can help you get started. Okay. Let's get to. Okay, as I mentioned, I'll go fast. So AI is everywhere. We'll talk about how AI is relevant for parents and students. We'll cover this in 3 sections. First section is why AI matters. Vanita covered why coding matters. It's the heart of it. I'm going to take it to a different level, where why AI matters today for you and your child. And then we'll get into how can kids use this, and how can you use it in your family. And the use cases are exploding. They are completely exploding. In end of 1990s, in fact, beginning of 2000, the world exploded with the number of websites. Every person was having a website. Every business had websites. There was a flurry of websites springing over everywhere. Then 2007 onwards, it was the app world. Everyone was building apps. They were using apps. We all got our Android phones, iOS phones, and it was everywhere. Now the same thing is happening with AI. There are a lot of AI apps coming, and it's transforming our lives. We'll get into that. I'm going to skip this. We can share this information so you don't have to read it all. I'll cover the core aspects that are very, very relevant for you. What's absolutely relevant is foundation. After this kind of 15 minutes, you should be able to have a conversation around AI with others, right? Why is this important? Vanita mentioned that it's a core. Now, let's hear it from some of the leaders, and you can read it. My favorite quote is from Srija: everyone should learn how to program. It teaches you how to think. Now, this aspect has been moved to coding, moved to AI, no more stuck at coding. Learning to code is more important than learning English, and that is what is changing. See, we are all in India. In India, there's a unsaid understanding that someone should know decent English to do well in their career. It is unfortunate. I don't like it, but that's how it is. And very soon, that unsaid requirement will be for AI, not only for kids, for all of us also. So it's important. These leaders are not the only ones saying it. Every university that you would have heard about, whether it's MIT, Harvard, They are all rushing towards AI. They are embedding AI in their curriculum, pushing AI into their classrooms, and all their professors are getting trained on AI. They're using it day in, day out. Stanford says AI literacy is as essential today as basic math was 50 years ago. And this is truth. If your child is thinking about basic math, they should be thinking about basic AI also. One of the parents was talking about that, hey, my kid is 3 years old. That's too soon. So don't. That's the age to consume AI. In fact, I'm sure your child would already be an iPad expert by this age, and that's how these kids are growing up. They are technology first kids. They're using AI. YouTube is completely AI driven. All algorithms, everything. You watch a video, you start seeing similar videos. That is AI in action. What is AI? Anyone ask you? Can anyone take a stab at it? Like, unfortunately, I can't see the chats here while I'm sharing, so I'm not going to wait for that. But if you think about AI, just think as when computers get capability to think like human beings, that's artificial intelligence. There is human intelligence and there is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is when machines think like humans. That's it, nothing else. Then another buzzword that you would hear day in day out is generative AI. I have already used it multiple times. Generative AI is when AI is used to generate content. That is generative AI. That's it. When AI is used to generate content. What type of content? AI can help you finish an email, write a text, write a blog. AI can help you build an image, create an image. All of us would have tried, many of us would have tried that. Anything, and those use cases will emerge. But anytime you're generating something, that is generative AI. Okay. This is very powerful. Think of AI as electricity of the digital age. Electricity transformed human beings completely. And that's what AI is doing now. It will take us to the next orbit. What are the examples of AI use cases? We'll jump into this later also. And one question was around filmmaking. There are voice assistants that can help us. There are smart suggestions like Netflix, Amazon, YouTube. You're using it. You don't even realize that it is hyper driven by AI. Creative tools. There are thousands of creative tools, Mayuri, today that your child can go after and understand them. Whether it is for filmmaking, see, filmmaking also can be pushed into certain subcategories like characters, the design, the view, the pictures, the videos, the music, the background audio. All that is now done by AI. It is not done by human beings. I was sitting with the Times Internet director who is heading AI there. He mentioned that they have recently released a video, which is like a musical video, like any other. It will sound like any other music video that we see from movies. That music video is completely created by AI. Characters are AI. The video is completely built by AI. The vocals were built by AI. Go and try the Suno for music. Suno, SUNO. You'll be amazed with the power of it. It can create songs for you. It can create lyrics for you. It can. The whole discussion that we are having right now could have been converted into a song with all the audio in background with the music and band, whatever band you like. You want country music, you want rock band, and the whole session can be converted into that. It's getting very creative, right? And we'll get into some student examples. I'll now go faster after this. So AI, we talked about it. Gen AI, you know. LLM is a technical term. LLM is a large language model, basically that's one of the use cases of AI. Think of it as a black box. The input to black box is what you are saying. The output is what AI has generated for you. And that LLM is the large language model. It's ChatGPT is an LLM. I don't want to make this session technical. I would just stop at that. You can ask, by the way, the best way to do that is ask AI to explain this to you. So explain LLM to me in simple words. By the way, I'm giving you a cheat hack. this is worth this whole session. ELI 5, or it can be 10. ELI is basically explain like I am. So ChatGPT will explain you as per your age. If you want a 30-year-old or a 5-year-old version, I will put it as 5-year-old. It will explain to me as if I am 5-year-old. Imagine you've read a book, someone asks you a question, you don't go to look it up. Instead, you use all the reading and predict the next word. This is how as simple as it. Go and read it. It would be beyond this session. AI hallucinates. There are aspects of hallucination. You cannot take everything that AI generates on its face value. You have to double check. It's important. So be mindful of that. There are models that hallucinate. There are some models that don't. We have already covered some of these. There are so many options right now. There are more than 50,000 AI applications. By the way, ChatGPT is just one. ChatGPT is just one. Prompt engineering, another thing that you should know, is the language to interact with the AI. I was in France last month, and I had to learn certain French words to survive there. If you don't know prompt engineering, yes, you can, just like in France, I could have used hand gestures and done something, and I would have survived, but it won't be effective. Same way, if you want to be effective with AI, you need to have a way, or you need to understand the language to communicate with it. A good mental model to think about AI is, one of my mentors told me, was just think as a baby Einstein. Einstein is super powerful, super knowledgeable, but it's a baby. To a baby, you have to talk to your kids in a very simple manner when you are explaining them something. That's how you need to communicate with AI. The power is there, but you have to communicate with it just like you're explaining it to a baby. The moment you do that, the output would amaze you. It would be like output coming out from an Iron Man. Every time you communicate, this is important. That's why I'll spend 1 more minute on this. Context is important. Anytime you're talking to AI, give it context. What are you trying to do? I just gave a context of explaining LLM to me in simple words. A better case would have been, hey, I'm doing a presentation on AI. There are a lot of parents here. They are curious about it. They want to understand what LLM is. Can you explain me in a way so that on the screen they read it and they get it straight away? That's context. If you give the context, the output will be better. Role is what you want it to perform. It will still give you an answer without a role. But in this case, I could have said that you are the world's best AI expert who knows how to teach AI. The answer would be very different. What do you want? I want to explain LLM to someone. Format, if you can go specific, how you want the output to be, what are the terms, examples. Try it out. There are certain examples that you'll see. For example, I could have asked one of the use cases, you are a professional chef. Suggest 3 healthy no-cook lunchbox ideas for a 10-year-old. Use bullet points, keep it under 30 words. It will give you ideas. You can take a picture of your refrigerator and what's in your refrigerator, share that picture, that this is what I have, suggest me what can I make. This was the everyday struggle that my mom had. Kya lunch pe tere ko le jana kya hai aaj? Say, a lot of things can happen. I'm now moving to how your kids can use AI, and then we'll come to you. Today, with AI, kids can learn so much better. It's not funny. And I'm pushing my daughter specifically for this. She's 16-year-old. In fact, she started using AI when she was 14 and a half. There's no stopping. Now she learns with AI. She has an exam of political science tomorrow. And I'm giving you these real examples. Political science tomorrow. She used one of the AI tools, Notebook LM, to convert all the chapters into videos. So those videos with slides, automatically in just one click, it was created. Before she got into the NCERT textbook, she learned it from there. She understood it. Then to understand some of the concepts better, she used AI. Hey, can you explain Constitution to me via a podcast where Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are having an engaged, heated conversation, and through that conversation, explain Constitution to me. It was hilarious. They are trying to figure out new ways to learn. It is no more just textbook, read, learn, and go and like give everything, throw everything in the exam. They are learning. Kids are using this. There are ways to make education more engaging. One day I was dropping her to school. She had to understand mitochondria. That was in its biological concept. I had forgotten how to explain what mitochondria is. Through that, while she was on ChatGPT voice, she understood what mitochondria is. She got tested on mitochondria. That asked me a few of the questions. If I'm wrong, explain me why I'm wrong. In a 12-minute drive, she was an expert on mitochondria. World is changing around us. The way we learned, the way we studied is no more the same. So please get into. They can learn better. They can think deeper. They can create freely with AI. And I gave you Indian Constitution example. You can turn history lesson into a dialogue between Iron Man and Abdul Kalam. Now, imagine how interesting that would be. Kids like characters. They can use these characters to teach them. This is funny. Please try it out once when you do this. Creativity, now going back to Mayuru, what you asked, they can use so many tools today to do anything that they want in terms of creative area, whether visual arts. If your child is thinking about a career in arts, my daughter will go into art, is already in arts. She's not doing anything with computer science, but she uses AI every day because similar to what IIT Kharagpur director was saying, there is no field right now which can exist without AI. No field. Even electrical engineers need AI right now. So there are multiple examples. These are some of the use cases you can use it. You can use it for well-being. You can figure out their sleep routines. You can ask AI to suggest based on your own interest of your child, what should be the exercise routine of your child, what food is good for your child. All those things you can figure out. For you, you can even think about sports mastery. You can figure out the sports schedule. In fact, a lot of sportsmen today, they use AI to motivate them prior to going into whatever they are going to do. If Usain Bolt is about to run, he will hear something customized, personalized for that run, for that day, based on how he's feeling on that day. Everything can be done now. Planning on organizing school life, this is big value add. For example, when my daughter was going from out of 10th and thinking about 11th, what subjects to take, every school gives these subjects. We used AI for a couple of hours just to have a conversation about what are the pros and cons of each subject, what she wants to do, what would be relevant. AI even filled up the form for the school completely. That, okay, these are the 24 subjects. These are the subjects you should choose. These are the priority subjects. These are your secondary subjects. Everything was done using AI. It can get into your life. It can help you plan better. Please do this. I'm going to now jump to your use cases. Similar to your kids. Your use cases are enormous, whether it's schoolwork, homework, course, family calendar planning, travel planning. It is brilliant for travel planning. I'll keep my using examples from my life. My daughter and I, we are going on a trek. It's a Pangarchula peak. I had no idea what Pangarchula is, where it is. But I used AI to figure out what is Pangarchula, where is this Pangarchula peak, how strenuous it is, what are the typical health kind of requirements, would internet work there or not, how difficult is the peak. I'm scared of heights, so would it be too high for me to even consider that? All those things, in a conversation, you can do that. My parents are now using AI just to even using as a video. Now, by the way, AI has vision. If you, in a separate session, we can cover that. Today, you can just like you're using camera on phone, you can use AI on phone. It will see everything you're saying and you can have a conversation about it. You can actually say, hey, I have this cup. Where can I find this cup? And what do you wait to do? All things can happen. Please use AI. I cannot stress more on that. For parents, it is supremely helpful in career and work, whether it is fixing your LinkedIn profile, going after creating your resume, updating your resume, personalized resume for jobs, the covering letters for jobs, everything, figuring out how to have a conversation with your boss about raise, all those things, AI can be supremely helpful. One recent example, 4 months ago, I was about to have a conversation with one of the senior members in my company, which was a difficult conversation. And then this person is super senior, and I had to give him feedback. Now, one thing is I could have just thought about it and straight away gone into the meeting. But while I was driving to that meeting, it was 30-minute drive. In that 30-minute drive, ChatGPT and I had multiple conversations about how can I approach this, what would be a better way to approach. That conversation flowed like, it was like smooth as butter. It was smooth as butter because I had talked to someone about that conversation. AI can be your mentor in whatever you are planning to do right now. Money matters. This is brilliant. Today, you can plan your wealth with this thing. You can ask about any company that you're investing in. These guys, these things can go on and on. Relationships. Everything is powered with AI today. The way, if you are not using AI, if you are one of the people who are here and have not used AI, now imagine your colleagues, your friends, your family members are using AI for everything that is out there. We all will get left behind if we don't use it. Now imagine if we are at that state, if our kids are not using this, the difference would be huge. It would be equivalent to someone knowing how to speak and not knowing how to speak. It is not an option anymore. Please push your kids, push yourself first. And I would urge that push yourself first to learn this, push your kids to learn this. It's supremely important. Thank you. And I will now stop sharing. I hope I could give you some justice for this time and wish you the best.
Did you use AI for the website?
This absolutely. So let me tell you. So what I did was, great question.
Gamma.
The end-to-end, by the way, today's session, end-to-end was created using AI. I did not type anything in terms of building the slide. I did not build this website. Everything AI. This is, I told them what you are looking for, what I want. It created the slides. I used another tool, Gamma, that, hey, create these slides. I didn't create these slides. These are created. That time is gone where we used to create the slide. It is dead. Now, and it's not me, by the way, there are many more experts, far more advanced users of AI. Now, if I'm walking into a meeting, I will create slides for that meeting while I'm walking into that meeting. That was not the case. It used to be a mental tension. What would I present? How would I present? Yesterday, Simran is the host. Simran asked me, okay, what slides are you going to present? I said, no, I'm not going to use slides. I'm going to use this thing. This is a better helpful. By the way, all these things I can just in a click convert into slides. You saw a website. This can be converted into slides also. That's the power of AI in action.
Sir, yeah. I have a question. My question is that in order to know if what the AI is telling us is correct or wrong, don't we need to have prior knowledge or the knowledge of the subject? Don't you think that's necessary?
It's not necessary. You can use, AI hallucinates in terms of specifics, but in general guidelines, general directions, it is pretty accurate. What if you ask, okay, what are the skills that a salesperson should have? It would be pretty accurate. But if you ask him, okay, can you tell me that women salespeople are better than male salespeople, and quote me a report in which this was highlighted, and it will come back to you with a metric that 43% better. You can question that.
Okay.
Now there are ways to avoid that, Vasvi. It's not. It's getting easier and easier. There are models that hallucinate more. There are models that don't hallucinate. For example, if you use Perplexity in India, if you use Airtel, you have Perplexity's Pro account for free.
Yes.
Please go and use that. Perplexity doesn't hallucinate. Perplexity will give you for everything that they are telling you. They will also give you a link. You can read more about it here.
Yes.
So that can work there. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Okay, thank you.
Jatin sir,
Hello.
one question from my end. Jatin sir.
Hello.
Hardik, let Payal go first. She was first one to raise.
Okay.
Payal, please go ahead.
Thank you.
Doesn't
Thank you, Jatin. Jatin, my name is Payal. I'm a parent to a 15-year-old. My question is simple. we have grown up at a time when there was no AI, of course, and therefore we know certain basic skills like you mentioned critical thinking, reasoning, being able to think through the problem. My worry is that because of heavy reliance on AI, do you think our children are at a disadvantage because they've never learned those skills the way we have learned? So even to be able to sort of decide whether what AI is saying is good or bad, I think those basic skills somewhere I worry will tend to get compromised. And I'm already seeing that happening in my younger kids in the family, not my own kids, but younger kids who are not able to think as much. So how do we as parents sort of counter that?
Very good question, Payal. See, and I'll talk about a couple of paradoxes around AI first. See, AI is a tool, right? Like knife. Knife can be used for dangerous things. Knife can be used to cut vegetables. AI is like fire. It can be used to burn something for wrong purposes, and it can cook food. AI is not bad. If you want to use AI for bad, yes, it can work because it's just a tool. Now, when it comes to thinking skills, just like I gave you examples of my daughter, thinking skills, if you know how to work with AI, it can supercharge your skills, or it can also make you a handicap that you depend on AI completely. AI can, for example, I was meeting the school principal last week, and he said that today 80% of the assignments submitted in their school are AI generated. Let it simmer. 80%. I'm talking about a school in a metro. 80% assignments. Are they teaching AI in school? No. Have they talked about what are the ethical ways to use AI? No. How do you stay safe on AI? What is right thing to do, wrong thing to do? No. But kids are using it. World will not stop. I'll give you one more example. In my mom keeps telling me कि phone में घुसे रहता है. Can I live without phone? No. Can you live without a phone? No. Today, our kids, they will not be living without AI. Ye part and parcel, it would be part of their life. We have to structure things for them so that they can start leveraging AI to do better things, to understand better, to learn better, to create better. Mayuri was talking, some other parent was talking about their kid wants to do filmmaking. With AI, it can go supercharge this completely.
No, I agree with you completely there, Jatin, and thank you for elaborating. My only submission is that I think as parents now, our responsibility has actually increased even more to be able to show them the right use for AI and how to leverage it to make themselves better, but not dependent, to not use AI as a crutch. I think ethical use of AI is something that probably schools and educators should take up very seriously.
And yes, we are working with a lot of schools in UK also. In fact, Varnita is leading that initiative in 26 different schools. We are getting into schools and telling them how to use it ethically and how to use it so that it helps you. It doesn't make you completely dependent on that. There are things on which we will dependent on that. For example, no matter where I'm going today, I switch on Google Maps. Those days are gone when I would just remember the map. Or it's sad, but sometimes I have to remember my daughter's phone number also because वो पड़ा हुआ है phone में तो क्यों याद करना है वो? We will become dependent. Well, we will make it. Technology will make us dependent, but in the larger scheme, it is making us better. There are few things where we will become dependent. Today, dictation. I don't know how many of you use dictation. Dictation has made us dependent. We are not typing. We are no more writing. But yes, there are pros and cons of it. Are we moving away from how we used to do things? Yes. But is it better? Overall, it's adding value to humanity.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hardik, you can go next.
Jatin, sir, very good morning.
Very good morning.
In fact, okay, when I use AI tools, okay, I fear that I will lose my creativity. In fact, I'm working as a principal. When I have to draft some notices or we have to draft some instructions, okay. At times, okay, such questions come in my mind that if I become a victim or if I become completely handicapped, I will lose my creativity.
So on that, Hardik, there's a simple mental model that you need to think. AI is like think about a sandwich kind of thing, and human is the bread. AI is the peanut butter.
Hmm.
Everything starts with human. You define what you want. You figure out. You tell it where you need help. It makes your life easier,
Okay.
and then you close it out. For example, this presentation itself, I by the way, I didn't type. I gave a 15-minute prompt. 15-minute prompt to what I'm trying to do here. Simran and Varun told me exactly what was required. I just kept going on and on that this is what would be relevant, that would be relevant. So it starts with me. So my creativity, my inputs are driven by me. Then AI helps me, and then I review it and say yes or no. It starts with you. Your creativity is you are not saying, I didn't go to AI and say, hey, build me a presentation that I can use. No, that would be a disaster. It won't work. If you, that's why, by the way, there's new people who are familiar with prompt engineering. There is a new wave. Prompt engineering is dead. They are calling it context engineering now. Because if you don't give the context, you'll get junk. It is garbage in, garbage out. If you throw in junk, you'll get junk. So give a lot of context. Use it to make you think in different dimensions where you were not thinking before. So it will help you. But start with a human. Always start with a human, end with a human. AI is in between.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, please.
Sir,
Hello.
Yes.
sir,
Hello.
I have a question.
Yes, Ankit, please. Is it Ankit?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
What is your question?
Sir, I'm 10 years old and I should start AI now or some years later.
Now, you should be starting now in a guided fashion. Your parents should be there. The one of the hacks that I have figured out is I use a ChatGPT Plus account, and I have a shared account with my daughter. So I know what is being searched. I know what's out there. I can guide. I can give feedback. But at age of 10 years, you need to know how to stay safe, how not to share passwords on ChatGPT, how not to share names on ChatGPT, how not to even share chats with anyone. Right. So there are pros and cons. There are kind of guardrails. But Ankit, age to start is now.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir,
Sir, I would like to ask one more thing regarding my son.
Okay.
You have told that you are doing it through the ChatGPT Plus account.
Yes.
So, since I am myself not aware of ChatGPT and I don't know how to handle a Plus account, how would I be able to guide him? I need a guide for myself first.
Yes, so that's where so that's where this session was not only about kids, it was about parents also.
Right.
It's an absolute requirement today for you to know these basics. ChatGPT, take time out, half an hour it takes, YouTube pe jao, आधा घंटा, you would be an expert on how to use ChatGPT.
Okay.
It doesn't take that much time. It's more in our minds. In fact, whatever prompts that I gave you in this session today, try and use those prompts. Try out anything. It's a simple chat. We all use WhatsApp.
Okay.
That's why it says ask anything. Start using it. Spend an hour today on Sunday. That would be the best time spent on any Sunday. Just go free flowing. Ask about your studies, about this thing. There are heavy use cases, and over time, it's just like anything that you spend time on, you get better. Over time, you'll get better. Over time, it will penetrate into your life. Today, all my medical history, everything is in there. Similarly, for kids, they can have their study things, everything. They can create projects around it, all history conversations at one place. हो जाएगा, but आपको भी करना पड़ेगा. That's it. Or the alternative is find great mentors, great teachers who can navigate this journey for you. And Yuno got us here for a reason, right? We can help that. We can figure out the whole journey in a personalized way. How it is relevant for your son, your daughter. It is not a one size fit all. With today AI is all personalized. We will personalize for you.
Okay.
And I know Simran is going to kill me now. She gave me 15 minutes. I've taken more than 30. Sorry, Simran. But I thought this was important for parents to know. Simran, over to you.
Yeah, no, so I think parents have really enjoyed everything that you've
Thank you, sir.
spoken, and I think it was important for them to get their queries answered. So thank you so much for that.
Last doubt. Last doubt.
Thank you. So you can, over to you, Simran, then I'm done. Thanks.
Sir,
I think
have
Mayuri
asked.
question for you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Mayuri.
I'm actually Mayuri's son who likes filmmaking. So, do you think if you classify the term raw perfectly, do you think AI will perfectly be able to convey human emotions with our desired storytelling?
It can convey. You need to get better at writing prompts. So try. So a couple of things for you. Number one, you need to find out what are the best tools right now to help you in your journey. Today, every day, new tools are being released. So go to this website. There is an AI for that. The website name is that only. There's an AI for that. And if you go there, you'll be able to find all the tools that you can use for filmmaking. Try out certain tools. It is very important to know the prompting, how to ask. You mentioned how it deals with the raw images. The other thing that you can try to do is ask ChatGPT to build a prompt for you that will work. See, you can actually go to ChatGPT that, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. This is the question that you asked me. Ask ChatGPT, give it a role. You are the world's best person who can deal with photographs using AI. You know the best. Now help me with this use case. What should I do? What tool can I use? And it will even build prompts for you. You don't even have to build prompts yourself.
In terms of
It will help.
in terms of raw.
In terms of, see, I'm not a photographer, so I don't know exactly whether it would be doing or not. You'll have to ask this to AI. It will give you the right answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for your questions, and thank you so much, Jatin, as well. Right. So now, everyone, will begin with an interesting game that is Kahoot. So, how many of you have played Kahoot at least once? Anyone? Okay. Anybody else who has played Kahoot earlier? Maybe the children, maybe the parents. Okay. No problem. So in today's session, we are going to play this amazing game, which is Kahoot. So where we'll ask you certain questions regarding whatever you have learned in today's session. And you'll have to pick the right answer for every question that you see on the screen. And then the person who gets the maximum answers correct, so they will get an amazing surprise at the end of the session, right? So we can begin. So Ankush, I would request you to please share your screen so that we can begin.
Sure, yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Great. So I'd request all the participants to just scan the QR code here, and they can then enter the PIN, and then they'll be able to join us.
So everyone, please kindly have your phones. You can scan this QR code that is there on the screen, and then you can just add the PIN and start with the session. So we have Pavan here. Everybody else, please join.
Take care.
Everybody, please join quickly so that we can begin.
Is the name Rivan in there?
Yes, it's there. Anybody else who is left? Otherwise, we can begin the session.
Not able to see my name.
Can you please let me know your name?
I can see it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, so Ankush, I think we can begin.
Sure.
Right. So everyone, you will see certain questions popping on the screen and then certain options as well. So you'll have to choose the correct answer from your phone. So here goes the first question. Okay.
Ma'am, just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, Ankush, I just give them. Yeah. So we have the scoreboard as well. So currently Pradeep is leading. So everyone else, let's pace up.
Shall we go to the next question?
Yes, I think we can begin. So everybody, please note the second screen on the question. Second question on the screen. Let's answer it quickly. Okay. So now we have Kasvi Barua leading. Great. Ankush, I think we can move to the next question. All right. Everybody answer quickly so that you can get more points. Three more questions left, everyone. Okay, so now here we go with the last question. All right. So let's see who is the winner. So third position is of Neer. Second position goes to Pradeep. And the first person, the winner for today's session is Kasvi Barua. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating. Congratulations, Kasvi. So the gift or the reward that you'll get for this particular session is that you will get a free enrollment in one of our spoken English group classes, and the details for that will be shared with you after this session. Thank you so much for participating. All right, so I'll just quickly share my screen once. Right. So now I think it was really great interacting with all of you today and understanding all the concerns that you guys have as parents regarding your children and AI as well. So just to let all of you know, so after this session, our team will arrange a complimentary calibration session for all the parents who have joined today's session so that they can have more detailed conversations regarding AI, the right program for their child, and how they can enroll and the remaining process as well. So for that, I would really appreciate if all of you can please quickly fill a feedback form that I'll just share in the chat box in a while. Just around a minute. So I've shared a link in the chat box of Google Meet. So I would request all of you to kindly fill this feedback form so that we can get your availability for the calibration session, in which there will be an instructor and an academic counselor, and we will guide you regarding the right program for your child and the remaining process. And this feedback form will also help us understand your feedback for today's session. How did it go? What kind of questions are still unanswered for you? And also to get your availability for the calibration session. So in case any one of you has any questions, you can ask them. The floor is open for questions. Yes, anyone, any questions that you have?
Hi, Simran. So
Yes.
basically, all the different types of programs and the pricing and all those things will be discussed during that calibration session, I think,
Calibration
right?
session. Yes, exactly.
Okay. What if we are not able to fill the feedback form?
So one of our counselors can contact you after this like webinar as well, since we have your contact number, so you can have a conversation there as well. But we would
Okay,
appreciate if you can fill the feedback form. That would be
sure,
more,
I'll try my best.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Any more questions, anyone? Okay. So I think we are done with today's session. Thank you so much, everyone, for being there, being an interactive audience. We had a great time with all of you, and we really look forward to helping your children learn AI and become pros in AI as well. So thank you so much for joining. We'll see you in the next session. Have a good day. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Simran. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.